In light of the sex abuse charges at Penn State, Eau Claire Police Chief Jerry Matisic says this is a good time to remind parents and organizations on how to properly report abuse. WEAU's Amelia Serling talked to Matisic today and has the story.
Chris, the grand jury report, which talks about the Penn State sex abuse charges, notes that the scandal was covered up for years. Eau Claire Police Chief Matisic says, like in the Catholic Church's case, cover-ups like this happen all too often. Over the years, Chief Jerry Matisic has vocalized his opposition to the La Crosse Catholic Diocese child sex abuse reporting policy, saying the church should have parishioners report directly to the police rather than the church first. Matisic says, unfortunately, the church isn't alone in covering up abuses, as the Penn State scandal so clearly proves.
And I think the lesson here is that child sexual abuse is a crime. It needs to be reported directly to the police, not to the organization where the crime occurred.
But James Birnbaum, a lawyer for the La Crosse Diocese, says its policy is to report sexual abuse to the bishop as a way of ensuring it gets reported to authorities.
The reason that we have a policy of reporting to the bishop is that the bishop is obligated by law to make the reports, and we want to make sure that those reports are made.
But, Matisic says, human nature all too often turns to protect the organization above the victim.
The problem is, if some of the people in higher positions find out, they tend to try to cover up evidence. They tend to try to tell people not to cooperate, and that's destructive to the truth.
Even if you only have suspicions, Matisic says, don't be afraid to go to the police.
If there are people that have either witnessed suspicious activity that seems unusual, that doesn't seem to make sense, we are fine taking that kind of information and taking a closer look.
Chief Matisic says the cleanest policy an organization can have is to report any criminal behavior to police. Chris?